and welcome to another live episode of Stardust. Now, this episode has got a two-parter to it. The first part is I had some emails, came to my personal email, because, well, I've got my personal email up here. And they have asked some questions and wanted to know some strange answers. Oh, dear Lord. Promise you, no COVID. Want to know things like, where are you from? You know, where's that accent of yours from? How do you know the things you know? And also, basically, the simple things. Well, they want to know a little bit about me. Well, there's not much you can say about me, to be honest. I was raised in a small little town on the outskirts of Cox-Stardust, Mississippi. So the accent is a Mississippi accent. And I would be called, let me rephrase that. I would be considered a flatlander. Yes. We love that, don't we? Yeah. That's where you'll catch me saying, I apologize. I might have a high IQ, but that southern accent kicks in, and it's like, oh, God, no. I had both parents. We'll leave it like that. I just had both parents. My mother believed in education to a T. And when I say she believed, she believed. So I graduated at the top of my class from high school and went on to get a teaching degree. Loved it. Okay, that's sarcasm. Didn't love it. Teaching in Mississippi is very dangerous. Left it 5 years later. Like I said, very dangerous. I was already married with 2 children. Had to think about them. Next thing you know, I'm divorced and I'm over here in Arkansas. And well, the southern accent just stuck. It won't go away. It's like I go into a gas station. Oh my God, you're from Mississippi. I'm like, no. No way. Really? And then you got some, they're respectful and they're not that bad. So you're just like, oh, thank you. And thank you for not going, you're from Mississippi. Because it's like, if you're from Mississippi, you are from hell. Yeah. Okay. Being from Mississippi as not being from hell. It's like Mississippi women have this persona that they are deaf on 2 legs. And truthfully, we're not. We just are Mississippians. Yeah, we were brought up to say yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir. Please, thank you. We have no problem with sun tea. And any of y'all who are listening, there we go, I said y'all. Any of you guys there who are listening and have never tried sun tea, oh, you are missing it. Just get you a glass container, put you some tea bags in it, put it out in the summer sun, let it steep all day, Add your, 2 cups of sugar. Oh my God, you would never go back to, brewing tea on a stove or however you do it. And then, you got the clogging artery cornbread. I know that sounds wild, right? And that's homemade cornbread from scratch. Yeah. So Mississippi is known for its hospitality. Mississippi's really not that bad of a state. So when did I move? Mississippi school systems are not that great now, or when my children were growing up. Now, when I was growing up, they were excellent. But when my children started school, they started getting bad. And I wanted my kids to have a better education, better life. And that's why I moved. Yeah. And better health care over here. Mississippi has bad health care. Now, if you want to die, go to Mississippi. I'm serious. You get sick, go to Mississippi, you'll die. No lie. Seriously. I'm telling the truth. Healthcare in Mississippi bites. Literally. Let's see. Oh. How do I know what I know? It's called research. And you're probably going, duh. But for me, it's literally research. And a lot of book sense. I hold a bachelor's degree in paralegal studies with a minor in family law and a pre-law degree. I am in my 3rd year of my PhD in criminal justice. I have taken a sabbatical because, well, let's be honest, I am in my residencies right now. And the first part of my residency drew me, and I was about ready to go nuts. I mean, you could have put me in a padded room and I would have bounced off the walls for nothing. Yes, it was that bad. In paralegal studies, well, being a paralegal, you do nothing but research. But you do it on a, how do I put it? On a legal level. And I took many classes that taught me how to do research. And so I just switched it from legal to everything else. And then when I got into pre-law, it was the exact same thing. I took it and changed it. And then when I got into my PhD studies, it was more research. But it was a different type of research. You've got mixed method research. You've got quantitative and qualitative research. My favorite of the two is a mixed method. And that's where you take both quantitative and qualitative and you put them together. And it gives you a better, to me, a better grasp of what you're doing, what you're really trying to figure out. And I know some of y'all going, what? Yeah, I know. So I'm going to try to break it down a little bit better. All right. Yes, I do smoke cigarettes, so we'll get over it. Or I will anyway. Anyway, quantitative and qualitative are two different kinds of research. One deals with a numerical form. Other one deals with word base. Now, when you have a mixed method, you take the pneumatical and the word base and you combine them, which gives you a better chance of having an answer to your theory or your hypothesis or your question. You know, say for instance, I wanted to know, why COVID went airborne. Truthfully, all I gotta do is go to cdc.com and I can pretty much find out why it went airborne. Yeah. But my point is, the thing is that my theory could be it went airborne because it mutated into a different cell, and it just changed altogether. Well, I've got to have proof of that. And so I start doing little data collections here and there. I do a pneumatical form because pneumatical form will tell me how, everyone I've talked to, all the data I've collected, and what percentage shows that, why it went into airborne. And then I also have it in a word form of showing why it went into airborne. And the truth of the matter is, the reason why it went airborne is that the original COVID-19 mutated into a totally different virus, which caused it to go into being airborne. Kind of like a cold. When you sneeze, the virus, if you sneeze or you cough and you don't cover your nose and your mouth, the virus is going to go out and it travels. Well, yes, it does die after a few whatever. But if someone's nearby, that virus is going to get to them, and then they're going to breathe it in. If they do not have a very strong immune system, well, guess what? They just caught that code. Well, for COVID's a little bit different. Now, the original COVID entered the body through the wrist. Now, why did it enter the body through the wrist? That's a very good question. They said it entered the body through the wrist because of the pulse. Now, that could be true. Or truthfully, they might not even know. Thinking they might be guessing. But still, it entered the body through the wrist, and then it started to multiply. And then it hit the respiratory system. And, the older you are, the greater the chances of you having, severe complications. And if you had pre-existing conditions like asthma or what is it called? COPD? Yes. You had a greater chance of having, problems. Well, guess what? Now it's airborne. And then now we got this other thing where COVID has mutated again. So, yeah. I know the things I know because I do the research. And I do research because I want to learn. And plus, it's very interesting if you really think about it. I mean, how can we not learn where we've been? I mean, where we're going if we don't know where we've been? And how can we not fix a problem if we don't know how to fix it in the first place? It makes a lot of sense. Now, granted, life is not meant to be easy. But